Hello, welcome to A Course in Miracles. I'm Tomas. Welcome back. And if you've watched every single one of these videos, welcome back again. Thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure for me. And it's so much fun to turn on the microphone, which is right here, and turn on the camera and deliver my experience for you. It's such a wonderful process. And naturally, I've learned a great deal. No one ever learns as much as the teacher, right? If you've ever been in a teaching role in this lifetime, in any capacity, you know. Now, naturally, of course, with this thought system of A Course in Miracles, we're all teachers, and we are. But it's a real learning experience, and it began as a live stream in January of 2021 on Enlightened World Network, where you can still see the pre-recorded episodes, by the way. So this video will appear on Enlightened World Network's YouTube channel and my own. So wherever you're joining me from, welcome, welcome. We're talking about some beautiful and deep level stuff. What else? Right? It's A Course in Miracles, and truly, what else would we be talking about? Well, I guess we can sit down and we can talk about the weather if we want to. Well, it's in Phoenix, Arizona. It's clear blue sky, and they're saying about 80 degrees Fahrenheit today for the high. It's the 15th of February. That's nice and warm. Now, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, I don't know what that is in Celsius. I'm guessing high 20s, really nice weather, in other words. So, yeah. So let's talk about who we are today and what we choose to do. In numbered part 6 of part 2 of the workbook, which is where we find ourselves, for the next 10 lessons, we're looking at the overarching idea: what is the Christ? Now, it's not just Jesus, not just the historical Jesus. It's each and every one of us. It's you, it's me, it's our self, capital S. Now, our self, capital S, is referred to in many different ways, right? In world spirituality, many, many different ways. And a number of you may know that as your higher self. Well, as we discover on the path, and the Course points out numerous times, repeatedly for us, self, capital S, is shared. The Christ is the thought of God, God's creation, the Son of God, you, me, every living thing. So it's from that backdrop that we approach lesson 271 in the workbook. Now, lesson 271 involves a beautiful conscious choice that we make right now, today, in the present moment. And the idea is Christ's is the vision I will use today. Christ's is the vision I will use today. In other words, I choose to see things differently than the ego's vision. I choose to see things differently. In place of struggle and warfare, combat, strife, I choose to see peace and beauty, tranquility, harmony, joy, love, forgiveness. Every moment of every day, we're choosing. This is the utterly disarming simplicity of the spiritual path. Doesn't matter what outer form that path takes. You could be practicing a traditional religion, or even the most universal spirituality. or a combination of all of the above. It all of it comes down to the present moment, which is all that there is. We're choosing love or fear. We're choosing God or the ego. We're choosing our light or our dark. We're choosing our higher self, capital S, versus lower self, lowercase s, the separated one, right? We're making this choice. We're choosing this, and this means that we're choosing what we look upon. We're actually choosing the world we see. Now, why is this the case? Because when we side for love, we're making a conscious decision that that's what we want. If we're siding for the ego in the present moment, choosing to see ourselves as cut off and an opponent of someone or something, then that's what the world reflects back to us. When we choose love, on the other hand, the world reflects back our choice, love. This is why so much of spirituality in certain circles involves an emphasis on manifestation. It's this exact same principle. We see what we choose to see. The world that's supposedly out there, it's not out there at all, reflects our choice back to us. When we choose to see love, beauty, forgiveness, that's what the world reflects back to us. This becomes our experience. And by the way, it makes it easier to choose love again in the present moment, because the present moment is all there is. It is now, and it goes on forever. It's all there is. So we have a question to ask ourselves. What would I see? Well, how do you want to feel? What would you experience? Strife and ritual combat? Or love, harmony, oneness, joy? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel good, or do you want to feel bad? It's very simplistic, and it's really true. So make a choice. This is the Holy Spirit's invitation to you. Make a choice to see things with the vision of Christ as one, as unified, one, harmonious, loving, peaceful. Make this choice, and it will reflect back to you. The world will reflect it back to you. Now, you'll find, if you are a student of one of the many manifestation teachings or manifestation modalities, you'll find that the goal here that we're talking about with A Course in Miracles is not a brand new Mercedes-Benz or a jet ski or a hot, sexy weekend fling. Yeah, it's a different goal. Because if that's what you want to see, hot, sexy weekend fling, that'll present itself to you. If you set as your goal and choose in the present moment that you want a brand new Mercedes-Benz, ultimately what happens? You have the opportunity to purchase a brand new Mercedes-Benz. It is the way it works. Here's where this is very different than the Benz, than the hot, sexy lover. Nothing against either of those. But they don't bring lasting peace and happiness. The weekend ends. Your lover goes back to their current partner, or if they're unattached, the weekend still ends, doesn't it? The Mercedes is rear-ended. No, right? Yeah. Eventually, it ceases to function because it's been decades, and while the moving parts start to decompose. That's not permanent, lasting happiness. Set, however, a different goal, the peace of God. The same operational principle applies. Make that choice in the present moment to see with the vision of Christ. You, the Christ, your real vision. Make that choice in the present moment. What will the world reflect to you but that, your choice, the peace of God, love, joy? It's the exact same operational principle. One brings lasting peace and happiness. The other, temporary peace and happiness, which, as we know, is not peace and happiness at all. A Course in Miracles just puts it real bluntly sometimes, but we need that in life. It calls it like it sees it. Pretty much. I mean, Jesus is a real straight shooter. Can't have partial forgiveness. It's all or not at all. So he invites us, and I, in turn, invite you to choose all. Choose total forgiveness. Choose to see the world and everyone in it with the vision of Christ. All right. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you again.